conversation
Sure.
for our own
Sure.
protection. The incident happened on March 17th, 2013.
Okay. And what the question is, why was there such a delay in filing the complaint?
Well, I don't see that as an appropriate question. I see that as irrelevant.
Well, it's appropriate for me because I'm just trying to see to make sure the date was correct. But nonetheless, who is the other person? I can't. Is it G-I-A-V
tell
or
him how
G-I-A-U? Duong?
Tell him how you pronounce your name. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yo Young.
I'm sorry?
It's Yo Young.
Yo Young?
Correct.
Okay. Does she speak English? I got two complaints, same phone number. Is this your wife, girlfriend, friend?
My wife.
Okay, all right. So this incident happened in March of last year.
Correct.
Okay, and where did it happen at?
Well,
Public headquarters?
we did go to the Lake. This happened at Publix headquarters. We did go to the Lakeland Police Department after we were released from jail to file a complaint, and we were given some cards to some detectives, which I called, and no one followed up with myself. We were taken into the back room, and we had Captain Thomason begin to question us. We were in between him and another officer standing over our backs, and my wife was very traumatized by the situation. She didn't handle that very well, and when she began to cry, they told us to get back out into the lobby. But we attempted to make a complaint initially, and as far as I'm concerned, we were given the runaround. Now we're on probation as of last week, so now we're giving our second attempt.
Well, you mentioned you were arrested. What were you arrested for?
We were initially arrested for a resisting arrest with a violence charge, and we were both given the same charge, identical charges, resisting arrest with violence, resisting arrest without violence. There were 3 additional charges that were pegged on, months into the, I guess, investigation. The additional charge was one charge of destruction of the officer's equipment. The claim was that we threw his walkie-talkie. We threw it. I guess we took it off of him and threw it. We were also given two additional felony charges the day of the jury selection. So that was a complete surprise to us. We were looking down the barrel of a gun. As far as I'm concerned, they said we're looking at 15 years. So we took a plea to plea it down to a misdemeanor without violence, a non-contest plea, and so that's all said and done with. Although I will mention that we have on a number of occasions requested to get our camera back, which I had with me on the day of the incident, and I attempted, and I believe I was successful in recording the entire incident. We have not retrieved that piece of equipment, and we are also asking for that back.
Okay. Well, you don't. How you get it back? You have to come down. Because you come to the station and ask for present ID, and that's how you have to get the camera back.
Okay.
If it's in evidence, I'm not familiar. I'm just telling you the process, and it should be under your name, and all you have to do is produce identification. They should be able to get if it's in evidence or safekeeping. I'm sorry, and the case is resolved. Let me ask you this: what's it? because your complaint is you were assaulted without probable cause, and you said the incident is on film. The film you're referring to is your camera?
Yes.
Or is it a different...
Well, there was several recordings. I recorded the incident myself. I was given a verbal warning about staying on the sidewalk. That's how this encounter initiated. I complied, and I did what I thought was defusing or de-escalating the situation by complying, being as cooperative as I could, and then attempting to go back to the march to leave the situation. The officer asked for my identification. I quite simply told him, I do not have an ID on me, sir. I didn't have it. Was not unable to communicate with him from further on. I was assaulted from that point on. I was physically taken and dragged to another area and thrown down on the ground. I did not resist. My wife came to my aid, as I would hope any, loyal wife would do, but she did not get in between the officer and I at all. She's obviously never seen anything like this. And how she got involved was I threw my keys to her and told her, go home, ma'am. Am means wife in Vietnamese. And I was still recording, and the officer said, quote unquote, she's not going anywhere. He grabbed her and threw her down. From that point on, all I focused on doing was recording. In my head, I kept thinking, what is he doing? This is crazy. This is just crazy. And I was just fortunate to have my camera with me. And the assault turned on to just my wife and what I considered to be sexual battery. And she screamed. She screamed.
The complaint, how was she sexually battered?
Well, from my point of view, now I was being choked, so you have to understand that I don't have all the views, but my wife was screaming. The officer had his arm around my neck and he had his pelvis on her buttocks, and he was, in my opinion, he was groping her. He was molesting my wife right in front of me, and there was just no. It was like he just had no concern about it whatsoever.
Well, you said she got arrested, right?
She was arrested with myself.
By the officer who grabbed her. He's the one that took her to custody.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This what we'll do. It doesn't. What we'll do, I just need for you to come down and give me a statement on so we can and talk about the whole incident and see if it rises. Just from what you're telling me, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have all of it. I just have to. What I do is call to make sure that it's first of all a legitimate or can be a legitimate complaint. And then what we like to do is, to come down, if you will, to talk to me, and we'll take your statement. Just on the sexual battery part, that's some serious allegations, and just from what you're telling me, like you said, from your point of view, it appears just from what you gave me, my side, just a little bit, is that if he was taking her into custody, he would, he grabbed her from behind, unless there was something else. I don't know if it rises to that sexual battery, but we can, you see what I'm saying? And that's another reason, because of some serious allegations here.
My wife had her shirt unbuttoned when she stood up. Her shirt was completely unbuttoned. This goes further than just sexual battery. I agree. I think that's the most serious charge. but the